You are currently in your 20s, and life currently feels like a never ending experiment, one of which you have no idea what the process will look like or what the end result will be. You're basically just diving blindly and hoping for the best. Now, I am extremely happy that you decided to watch this video because I made so many mistakes in my early 20s which could have been avoided had I only known these things that I'm about to share with you in this video. And the reality is that the sooner you learn these things, the more satisfactory your life will continue to be as you continue to age. The first thing that you need to keep in mind is that this is a phase when you should be trying to learn as much as you possibly can. I can guarantee you life is not going to get easier. You're not going to get freer as you get older, and unless you have some drastic plan to get to that stage in your retirement years, life will only continue to get busier and busier. So this is the time to learn as much as you possibly can. Try to master one or two skills or dibble and dabble in different things so that you have an idea as to which career path you truly want to pursue. We think we know what we want to do for the rest of our lives, but we really don't know, and a lot of us end up investing so much in the wrong areas. Just look at it this way: the more you learn in as short of a period as possible is the faster you will get to that point where you're actively pursuing the things that you actually want in life. The second thing that a lot of us in our 20s need to understand, especially myself, I really need to come to grasp with this fact: your bad experiences are not unique to you. It is time to get over yourself. I guarantee you that whatever it is that is troubling you the most today, someone is going through that same exact scenario. Not one person, by the way. Multiple other persons are going through that same situation, and they probably have it 10 times worse. Like the same situation, but something on top of it and on top of it and on top of it, and it just keeps on going. So never you think that life has you at such a disadvantage, and why did it have to be you? What's to make you one so bad lucky? Your energy is better spent trying to figure out how to overcome that obstacle, how to pass it and move forward with your life so that your mind can settle on more positive things. So instead of dwelling on your many disadvantages, use that energy to figure out how you will bring yourself to the advantage point. The next thing that we really need to learn is that you are not as busy as you think you are. You really are not. We just tend to spend time on the things that gives us instant gratification. Right now, maybe it's not so fun learning something new and trying to figure out these things here and there, because right now you don't see what you cannot really see the many possibilities that lie ahead, and right now it's not giving you that satisfaction that you desire, especially with the new age and all the technology and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and everything that is out there now. For example, growing up, we will have ice cream on a Sunday and only on Sundays, and we're looking forward to Sundays. We have to wait until the Sunday to have the ice cream. Now the ice cream is just there every single day in the fridge. You grab one whenever you like, and it just doesn't hit the same. So you get that instant gratification from the ice cream, and that ice cream of today will be the Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube and all that. So no matter how busy you think you are, you can always squeeze something in your schedule. I know for sure that this happens to you because it happens to me, and I hear a lot of persons who would have shared the same sentiment. You can sit down just to say, all right, you're taking a little 5-minute break, and you go open the phone on TikTok, and before you know it, 30 minutes has passed, 1 hour has passed, and you're like, you didn't realize that the time went by so quickly. Just imagine what you could have learned in that 1 hour that could have done something for your future. The great possibilities that lay ahead of your life. Now, the fourth thing that we really need to understand, like really, really, really need to zoom in on, is to always say less than necessary. We tend to love to over explain ourselves. I especially used to do this a lot. I still haven't perfected the craft of just saying what's necessary, but I'm always conscious of that fact, and I have to like fight my mind to know that, hey, this was a question, just answer straightforward and stop right there. If they want to know anything further, they will ask, and then you can provide those additional details. This type of habit can often cause other persons to draw conclusions about you, and these conclusions, they're almost never in your favor. Now, this point kind of ties into the other point about their disadvantages, and that they're not the only person who are facing these things. Now, the next part of it is that we tend to complain to others about these many disadvantages. So our next point is to stop spending so much time complaining and venting to others about your many disadvantages. It will only make you less desirable to be around, and it won't get you nowhere. No, they oftentimes, these persons that you're venting to and complaining to do not really care about your problems, because they have problems of their own to solve that they're trying to focus on. They don't have time to focus on your problem over here. It's the sad reality, but we just need to face it and deal with our own ish. Okay? The reality is that everyone is a victim of something. Different levels, because some people go through some stuff. I'm like, oh, thank God my situation is not like that, because I don't know, maybe if you're there, you will find a way to get out and you will pull through and you probably will be okay. But I don't know how I would have coped if I was the one dealing with all of these things. And I'm like, what are you guys doing that is causing you to end up in these situations? A lot of times we need to be careful of the things that we choose to participate in, because it just brings a whole lot of other problems that we're not ready for. Spend more time trying to figure out how to get over these many disadvantages. Let's go on to our next. Sorry about the dogs. It's a yard full of dogs. The next point is people's impression of you matters. I realize that us in our young age loves to talk about, we don't care about what anybody else think, and it's always with some negative stuff. We're not talking about unapologetically being your good self, your positive nature, all those good vibration. It's always the things that just make you not what can I call, not a civil person of society is a nice way to put it. And you're like, that's just not the person who you want to be. As you get older, you will regret it. I have done many things. They're not even extreme, but I'm just still not so proud of them. And sometimes they pop up in my mind and I dwell on them, and I'm like, why did I have to make that decision? Why did I have to say that in that moment? Why did I have to do A and B and C and D? So can you just imagine if you go overboard and you're just doing whatever you like and you're saying whatever you like and you're just going through life like that? You can just imagine when you finally do some self-introspection, how much things you will have weighing on your conscience. I don't want to stray too far here, but people's impression of you matters. It will determine how an individual will treat you. It will determine how much respect people will have for you. It will determine how successful you will be in whatever ventures that you're going forward to. Because we love to think that we can make it in this life on our own. And the reality is, you need that accountant over there. You need that person that is working at the tax office over here. You need that security guard over there that is going to watch over whatever they need to watch over. It's just not possible for you to do it all on your own. There's going to be individuals that you will have to interact with along the way, and they will all be a crucial part of the process. Don't undermine anyone that you encounter. Don't be disrespectful to people, for especially for no reason at all. Choose your words carefully, especially out in public. Just watch how you conduct yourselves around others. Don't be afraid to say good morning. So what if they don't respond? Say good morning and move along. That left a good imprint on the person who didn't answer. If anything, they will feel bad eventually, that you're always saying good morning and you're always so cheerful, and they will never give that vibe to you back. And if only they could be as cheerful and as gracious as you are. So dish out kindness where you can, dish out grace where you can. A lot of times we may be annoyed by stuff. I myself sometimes get really annoyed by stuff, and I have to just be there with a pleasant face and just venting in my mind, trying my best to contain my. You cannot do what your mind is always telling you to do, because your mind will get you in a lot of trouble a lot of the times. The next thing that you need to be very careful of, it's to not reveal too much about your personal life. You can literally be in a public space, or you're at work or somewhere, and someone come and they start up a little conversation with you, and you find yourself telling so much stuff about your life regarding that particular topic. And the reality is that when we tend to do this, it gives people information that you didn't intend to give them. And when I say information, I don't mean the direct thing that you told them. It lets them into your mind. They know how you think, they know how you operate in certain situations, they know what kind of makes you tick, how to get on your good side, stuff like that. And they will more than likely use it to their advantage, or they will try to use it against you. So if they somehow through that conversation gives them the impression that you're a people pleaser, or that you're someone who is easy to be pushed over, your co-workers and all those other people that you encounter are going to ensure to treat you accordingly. So be as mysterious as you can possibly be. Now, on to our 8th point. You can turn any situation into a victory for yourself. Sure, there may be external sources that you have no control over, and a lot of times this thing tends to stall your progress in something that you're working towards, or cause this to go wrong and that thing to go wrong. But there's always something. You were blessed with this up here. You were blessed with a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mind by God. You're able to think, you're able to strategize, you're able to come up with a plan. So you're always able to, like, no matter what happens, always keep in mind that you can sit down, you can figure it out, and you can take the next steps that are necessary. Sure, it won't be encouraging in the moment, because imagine you have been working so hard at this thing, and then this other thing you will just have this urge to stop. And I'm telling you to be aware of it whenever it arises, and don't stop, because I have fallen prey to this many times. I allowed things that could have easily been resolved if only I had stuck through it, and just come up with another plan, re-strategize, get back to the drawing board, all of those little fancy phrases and terms, and get it done and over with. But I chose to focus on the fact that this thing derailed me from my plans, and I just throw in the towel. It's only gonna slow you up even more, because the reality is that you still want this thing to happen. You still have all of these dreams and aspirations. And when you find yourself stopping every time you are placed at an inconvenience, it's only going to take longer for you to accomplish this particular thing. And you will find yourself starting over and over and over again. And I'm saying this because that is what I spent a lot of years doing. Starting over. This thing happened, stop for a while, then go back to the thing and start over again. Just good. You keep going. But so much time could have been saved if only I would have just stuck it through and find a way to move past that old thing as quickly as possible and just continue with the journey. This other point is crucial because a lot of us are just ignorant to this particular thing. You are not as good of a friend as you think you are. Seriously. And I witness this time and time again. People complain and they throw a whole rant on their status about people being fake friends and A and B and C and D and EFG. Listen to me. You have your things dealing with. Your friends, even though they don't say to you, they have things dealing with. They are trying to figure out life as much as just as you can. We need to understand that people deal with things differently. So maybe you're the type who can still have on a smile even though you're going through this whole heap of stuff. And your friend may be the type that lock away themselves, don't really speak to anyone when they're going through something, and that may include you. So maybe you just need to check in on the friend, find out what's going on, regardless of how often you hear from them, or if you're the type, or if you're the person who is always checking in first. So what? Check in. Are you okay? What's going on? I hope all is well. If the person is not up for a full-blown conversation, that's not needed. Don't push them to, because whenever it matters most, they will be there. They will be the people that you can still call on when it really matters. So don't take the fact that you haven't heard from them, some silly stuff. I mean, people are busy and have a lot of stuff doing. Don't take the fact that you didn't hear from them in 2 days, that, oh, they're not really into you anymore. Like, real life is happening. They have family to take care of. They have their own businesses trying to sort out. And are probably they're all like, it's like everyone is in this phase where they're stressed about a lot of stuff. Everyone handles stress differently. Now this ties us into our next point, which is that you need to have a forgiving heart for the people who you are extremely close to. People will mess up. We all mess up. We all did things that we didn't expect that we'll ever do. And after we did it, we realized that, oh shoot, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably shouldn't have said that. It really is never that serious. And of course, there are exceptions to every rule. Some people do some stuff where it's like, oh no, get the heck out of my life. Nope, I ain't dealing with this. I get those situations. And some people, of course, you definitely will have to love them from afar. This is the thing that we need to understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about the person who you are forgiving. It is more about you. Like, really and truly. You see, when you forgive others and you try your best to let things out of your heart and not take something that someone said or did to you so personally, there's something about that freedom that your heart, you see that your heart was being weighed down by that heaviness that you were feeling because of that betrayal or whatever it is that happened. And just by letting it go, like just moving on, let bygones be bygones, that just sets you free, allows you to go on and focus on more important things. I'm sure that you have found yourself being unable to focus on the things that you would really love to focus on, simply because this individual did something to you and you just can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop venting in your mind about it. Do whatever you can to just let it go. Say something to yourself that will make you no longer take it personally. Of course, we know that it won't be easy, but it is worth giving it a try because your life will just be so much better for it. Your mindset, your productivity, every aspect of your life will just be so much better the moment you let bygones be bygones. Now on to our next point. Don't stray away. It's a trap. I'm telling you, this is a trap. Not what I'm about to say. but the thing that it relates to. Just hear me out. Do not stray away from core traditional principles to appease the current social norm. The current societal norms or not really norms. It's just things that people are saying to get you comfortable into doing the things that they really want to do, but it's not really, it's traditionally was not really accepted by society. And they're trying to change the rule because they want to do this and they want to be open with it. So they pull you in to do this thing as well. Just don't fall for it. You will only devalue yourself. There was a time, probably when I was 20 or 19, going to 20 or 21, when I was just around a set of people who made me think that if you are not this type of person, you have no chance of having like a significant other, or people won't be interested in you and stuff like that. Because I was just like the complete opposite, and I almost fell for the trap. And I'm telling you, it's like the process started, but I pulled. Thank God I have God, and I've always had God. Maybe not to the level to which I should have God, but He was just there pulling me and pulling me and pulling me. And it was that pull from God that prevented me from getting caught up into a lot of stuff that I know that I would have regretted today if I had become that person. Guys, people make you think that if you are not this type of person, that women won't want you, or that other guys won't want to be friends with you, or that you will not reach anywhere in life. Ladies, it's like the same. People will let you think that this is the type of woman that guys will want and that girls will want to be friends with, and this is the thing this is the person that you need to be in order to move forward into life and in order to like blend in. And why are we always trying to blend in with the crowd either way? It's like, it's just not so nice over there. The crowd is just not so nice. You see this little section over here that's just free, full of space, calming. You can feel the breeze passing around you. It's just like the best segment of the party, Why do we want to be in the thick, heavy crowd where it's hot and sweaty and just, guys, I'm just getting too passionate about this thing. It's because I really, really, really believed it at one point. And now I'm not even far in my 20s same way. And I have, in the space of only like a couple of years, I have come to the realization that people actually like deep down value the stuff that we have come to learn, the stuff that we were brought up on traditionally. Anything when it relates to men and women relations and things that people expect of young ladies, things that people expect from a man, or for a man to be a man, and all those stuff, it still stands. That's still what persons look out for. That's what will determine your value, the level of respect that people will give you in society. That will determine who in their latter years will want to be friends with you, the type of company, the type of circles that will let you in. Don't fall for the trap. You will regret it. And people always tell us that, and we don't believe it. But please, I'm asking you to just believe it. You will regret it. Be good. Be as traditional as you can possibly be. On to our next point. Your tomorrow will not look like your today. It's the things that you do today that will determine what your tomorrow will look like. So make your decisions wisely. Be calculated in everything you do so that you can become the person who you desire to be. So the person you want to be tomorrow or 5 years from now, ask yourself, what will that person be doing today? How will I be operating at that level as an individual, or in terms of my work ethic, in terms of how I speak, in terms of how I dress? Take steps to be that person today. Number 12, practice to communicate your ideas clearly, especially with people who don't really know you that well. It is easy for people to misunderstand you. Your intention may mean this, but the words are saying this, and the people will probably take a different interpretation from the words that you have spoken. So be as clear as you can possibly be when you're communicating certain things to people, especially crowds who are not really familiar with you. Slight misunderstandings, whether you believe it or not, can cause unnecessary problems for you and your future. On to our next point. Your perspectives will look different as you continue to age. And it may change again and eventually continue to change again. So I'm saying all of this to say, whatever your perspective is currently, whatever thing you strongly believe in right now, be careful as to how you act or the things you do because of the perspective that you currently hold, because that may change in the future. The next point that you need to pay keen attention to is to not step outside of your comfort zone negatively in order to be seen by others. If anything, they will see you more when you stay true to yourself, because you are uniquely you, like you're so different from how everyone else operates that it will be noticeable. You don't need to do the most in order to be seen by others. Oftentimes what happens is that you end up crossing boundaries, and it may be the boundaries of others or the boundaries when it comes on to your own principles and beliefs. I'm a people pleaser, chronic people pleaser. So that's what our next point surrounds. So people pleasing, I always thought that it was so bad that I was a person who loves to please others so much, which is also not a good thing, because you find yourself really and truly putting yourself out of your own way in order to appease to others, because you don't want anyone to have anything negative to say about you or have any negative perspective of you, or whatever the case may be. You just want to be in the good graces of everyone, and you put yourself at a disadvantage because of it. That side of it is what we don't want. But I am also here to tell you that people pleasing is not always bad. We tend to please where we should not be pleasing, and we don't please in areas in which we should be pleasing. Number 16, try to see the good in people, but not to the point where you let your guard down around them. Because the reality is that people, as proven time and time again, that there's a possibility that they might disappoint you. So you don't want to try to see the good so bad to the point where these people are just causing problems for you and you just keep ignoring it. But give everyone a clean slate. Try to see the good. Try to give them the benefit of the doubt until they prove otherwise. You don't operate with a person you just meet today like the way in which you would operate with the person who has done everything to make your life a living hell. A lot of times we mess up relationships, whether it be romantic, friendship, whatever the case may be. We mess it up because we judge this person in accordance to the people of our past. Now, I'm going to take a break right here to ask you to like this video. There must be at least one point that you could either resonate with or that you agreed with. And subscribe, as this channel is all about overall wellness, from spiritual to mental to physical to emotional, all type of stuff. We're on a journey together. That's why the sub name is like a Journey with Abigail or something of that sort, because we have room to grow. I'm sure that I have so much more things to learn, and I'll be sharing these things with you along the way. So if you wish to be a part of a community like that, then subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell so that you never miss any of our uploads, and comment, share your point of view, share the things that you have been learning or the lessons that you have learned that have made your life so much better, whether it be 20s, 30s, 40s, or in your teenage years. Just drop them down below so that we can all learn from each other. Now let's get back to the video. Be intentional. Please pay attention to this one, because so many of us make this mistake. Be intentional about dating from now. Think about what you need in a significant others, and prioritize those things over the things that you want. Yeah, so it will be good if you get the things that you want, but what really matters are the things that you need. A lot of us goes for the things that we want instead of the things that we need, and we end up in all type of problems, and things just don't end well, right? So you want to ensure that these are, you already know, you spend some time thinking about what you need in a life partner, and you go out and you look for that. If you can at least get 90 or even 80% of those things that you need, you settle. Because the idea that is being pushed in this era, in this generation, is that there are many fishes in the sea. And the reality is that it's true, there are many fishes in the sea, but how many of the fishes out there do you want? How many of the ones that you want will want you? How many of them will allow you to catch them? Yeah, how much of them will allow you to reel them in? So food for thought in that department. Especially if you're a woman, it is only going to get harder for you as you get older. So don't be following men and doing things that men do. They even when they're 60, they have a high chance of landing a life partner. You on the other end, I'm not saying it won't be possible. It's just going to get more difficult the older you get. Another thing that I really had to learn, and I think this probably arises because of whether it be teasing or bullying or something of the sort, I think that's where it came from subconsciously. Never dumb down yourself to fit in with the crowd you are currently surrounded by. I think I voiced my concerns about this to someone while I was going to school. One of our friends from another school, a guy, and that's what he said to me, that I shouldn't feel like I need to speak like dumb or not use certain words or certain phrases in an effort to not make people think that I'm trying to be better than, because that's the thought that people default to. You're going like you're better than me, you're going like you're better than she, and all along you're wondering, where did they get this idea? You have never seen it that way. So instead of being your true self, you dumb down yourself in order to fit in that crowd. Never do that, because I promise you, you will eventually find yourself around people who are so exceptional. They're just so intelligent, so smart. The words that they speak, the way they put their sentences together is just on another level. And you would have wished that you widened your vocabulary some more, you did some more reading or something, you tried to learn some stuff, because it is just so hard to keep up with them. Yeah, and you just, at this point now, you just feel extremely dumb. The next thing you need to not do is to put limits on your many talents. Go full-fledged, go all out with it. You will never know your true potential until you exert yourself in those particular areas. Go hard. Don't go home. Just go hard at it. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, spend time practicing, spend time developing new skills regarding that particular area and improving on top of it, just building on top of building on top of building. You never know where it can take you. You never know what could come from it. Maybe nothing will come from it, but we're talking about chances here. And there's a great chance that something great can come from it if you really apply yourself to it. Maybe that's not the path that you would take, but you may never know. Number 20, try to make yourself present at special occasions. Like, be there for the people you love and the people who love you. Even if you're going through something difficult at the time that you haven't voiced to anyone and you haven't let them know that you're facing A and B and C and D and you don't wish to. If it is possible to push through it and put on a brave face and make an appearance and be there for the person or the people that you love and the people that love you, then be there. You may, the day when you finally crawl out of that situation, you may look back and just wish that you had been there, that maybe you could have just swallowed your pride, push away that thought for the day or for the week, and just make yourself present and be there when that person needed you to be there. It seems like something simple, but sometimes we chase after things for ourselves selfishly that we miss out on the important things in life, the important events in life, which could have coexisted with the things that you're chasing after, or could have existed with the other problems that you're facing. And if anything, this would have been the one thing that would have lighted up your day and at least make you forget about those other stuff in the moment. And that brings us to the next point, which is to appreciate the good things in the moment. Like this good thing that's happening, we tend to looking around the hand at everything else that's going wrong behind that hand. And the hand is just right here in your face saying, look at me. I am whole. I am functional. Don't allow the many things that are burning down to distract you from this one good thing happening in the moment. And our next point that a lot of us don't pay attention to when we're young, and we don't because we are young, is our physical health. And if we notice, so many of us are suffering with mental health problems. And I need you to know that your physical health drastically impacts your mental health. A lot of times we just need some movements in our life. Go for a walk, go for a run, lift some weights, I don't know, get busy with some chores around the house or something. Just sometimes our body and our mind just need a little movement. Now, the next thing you should keep in mind is that now is the time to take all the risks. Especially if you don't have any children or anything, you're so young that you're able to pick up back the piece. You don't want to make the mistakes when you get older. Take the risks now. Take that opportunity, even though you're not sure where it will lead, if it will be good or bad. Take a chance on yourself. Do what needs to be done. And if you don't be afraid of losing or failing. If you lose and fail, you are at a stage in your life where you can afford to lose, you can afford to fail. It won't be as easy when you start having children or when you have more responsibilities on your plate. The next thing you need to know is that spiritual wellness is the solution to many inconveniences or unpleasant experiences that you face in this life. Now, I went on a spiritual journey a little over 2 years ago, and my experience has just been next level. It is like nothing that I've ever experienced before. It was like the best my life has ever been. I had so many changes happening in such a short space of time. But this video just won't allow for me to go so deep. So if you're interested in learning how much embarking on a spiritual journey can drastically change your life, then look out for our next video upload. And once it is posted, it will be linked right here over this box. You just click on it and it will take you right over to that video. God's richest blessings to you and your family. Thank you for watching.